Hello and welcome back to the Dreamhack Masters Dallas 2019 Asia Closed Qualifier. This time we are here for the grand final between Lucid Dream and Beyond. You're joined by myself, Jevons, and my co-caster, Bemi. Bemi, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It's like a blast from the past. It's like us staying awake till 6 a.m. in American time and casting some amazing back and forth trades.
Well, yeah,
Familiar names for me and you.
Absolutely. Oh, Kobe. That's a nice grenade from John Olsen there to take out Wannafly. And QQ coming in from behind in uppers, which makes this B approach very untenable.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're completely dismantling them. Oof.
Well, you did say like before our chat that they were the favorite ones to come into this, and this is clearly showing that. So
yeah, both sides have a pretty good history with Dust 2, but I think Lucid Dream in that case might win out just purely on the firepower and experience that they've got in their roster. We've seen PTC; it's got Jervis Patricius. Ooh, was that a grenade? Almost.
Is that a save? Is my bigger question.
That is a tough. Well, actually, no. It's not a tough. I'm having trouble processing it. I can't believe what's in front of my eyes.
Oh my lord! There's only pistols and some P250s and Glocks.
Yeah. Oh. Good night, Rolex. That bit is still at least a little bit the same. But yeah, this eco should be over very quickly, and yeah, John Olsen will be the final one to perish.
Honestly, if you go for a save here, normally I like to see just a rush on to B and just see if you can get the bomb plan. That's roughly about it. But with a save coming into play, it is the traditional round 3 where this is for all the marbles, seeing if Beyond can work with what they have. Beyond seems to be rather well put together in just going aggressive, but let's see if they can use this utility wisely. They have a lot of flashes and not too many smokes to their names, but Molotovs to maybe flush out some sights, but I want to see if they handle that at all passively.
Well, they do take the B site here, and they've got a lot of utility to actually hold it. I mean, the other side to that is Lucid, and they have a lot. They can pretty much just completely batter this site into submission, which is your best chance of retaking B with even numbers, especially considering PTC actually has a scout, so that's potentially going to be a bad factor. Oh, walking into the smoke. Giggs is right there and waiting for you. PTC, that scout better do something great if you want to bring this back. No, you don't. And Beyond getting their first round on the board much earlier than I think we would have expected.
Yeah, absolutely, especially with the fact that we kind of just see them go ahead and just invest right into the second round. No time to dilly-dally. You get a couple of scouts and 3 deagles and you just go nuts. But in this case, looking like they're just going to work with what they got right now in this situation. Not looking to upgrade quite right away to the AWP. They're just holding on to what money they got. And, you know, fair enough. They have managed to damage the economy on the side of Lucid. So now at the moment, Lucid's got to be a little bit more respectful and be careful about this stuff. Already able to get gigs, but, you know, still yet to tell. Beyond is kind of spread out at the moment. They're not really given too much information.
It's basically get a kill, wait for the response, see if that does prompt anything. Hasn't, not yet. Props to CBVK there for getting that kill as well. He was actually almost dead meat in mid there, thanks to a good shot through smoke by Vader.
Now on the AK as well, very smart of them.
And they're doing something we actually saw them do last best of 3 against Boom, and that is just throwing a bit of utility out, not necessarily committing to a site, but just waiting to see if it does prompt a bit of a response from the CTs. And this is a pretty disciplined side, so they haven't really faltered yet.
I think they're really good fishermen if they have this much patience.
Oh, the bait's out.
And let's see if they catch the big one.
Certainly got the quiet bit right. That's Patricius won't get the catch, neither will Genius, and that is pretty much A, open and ready for that bomb to be planted. Remainder of Lucid Dream have to decide if they want to actually go for this and try and take it back. It could be very costly for them. And there we go, that's the call made. They will save this time. Another patient move, something that we don't necessarily always see when you look at teams at this level, is that some teams are very eager just to either get that extra damage in, or they just want to go for these retakes anyway. Especially considering how early it is in the map.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know what? Let's be real here, Jevs. You'd change your stride too if you knew your trip to Dallas was on the line to compete with some of the top tier pros and get it's start becoming a new name that people can find on the map for Asia CS:GO, because a lot of the times we don't see a lot of names come out into the scene. Like we see usually Tyloo, Fishy, MPK, stuff like that. So these are two very new names to the scene that are going to start making their name on the map.
Well, interesting you mentioned MVP PK there, because Lucid actually beat them earlier today, I believe.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Okay.
So that's an interesting sign from this lineup, isn't it? Speaking of
that's
lineups,
almost like a calling.
The lineup was almost there. What is going on in mid? That is absolute madness. People are basically just jumping right into the maelstrom of battle there. And it's not like this is an eco where you could see that. This is against two fully bought up sides here almost. So the fact that they've done that is a bit interesting. John Olsen with a flank through B. Also, pretty much signal to Beyond that they should just plant the bomb at B. Do they really want to hunt? Do they really want to hunt QQ here?
I don't know. If they're feeling confident, they do have armor and health to work with. They didn't drop too much utility, and every time they can damage the economy by taking away something valuable from them, which is, as right now in this situation, an M4 is pretty valuable for them just to hold on to a weapon. Yeah. Well, but they won't go out without trying to fight a good fight. They got 2 health remaining, and unfortunately,
that could have gone very differently.
Yeah,
I was waiting for it.
That was a coin toss for sure.
Yes, that's fortunately for QQ, he's gonna be able to bring that M4 to this next round, and yeah, picking that fight, or not necessarily picking the fight, but sticking to it in backyard.
Yeah.
Was perhaps just a bit too much aggression there. And Lucid, they've got the 2 CZs, 2 Desert Eagles, and the Scout. One of these Desert Eagles is actually close range on B, and another is towards back of sight. John Olsen's waiting for it though. TBBK might have been able to at least dispatch one of Beyond Esports, but it's not going to work. Genius. Got to get one kill out, or not actually, so he's able to get one clip out rather. There's the kill, and he in turn will be traded out. That's pretty, gotta say, pretty intimidating when you can see it on the X-ray. You basically have 3 Ts running down B ramp into mid, hunting for you. He couldn't see it, but he certainly would have heard it. And at that point, you've got to the pulse has to jump up at least a little bit.
Yeah, it is certainly hair-raising at the moment. And like Beyond Esports has been like doing an amazing job right now, just keeping up this momentum, able to get the bomb plant every time as well. Just every few $100 count, and they really have a nice little buddy system going on over here. They're not really worried about it. They're kind of just sending a couple of members to just cover the site, and then having the rest sort of stay in mid to the back in case any rotations happen, so that way their 6s are pretty much covered in a very wide radius. Oh my god, Rolex.
Yeah, if CBBK was able to get that kill, he would have almost been instantly traded out by bottom mid there. And Wannafly has to try and creep his way back. He's being followed slowly. I don't know if he's heard anything yet. He's pretty much got his head on a swivel. And this is precarious. He's pretty much right in the noose there. Rolex is pretty much the hangman. Dispatch him, and we've got a pause. Now, this has to be a tactical, and I'm going to say it's probably going to be coming from Lucid.
Me? Really?
Yes. I think that...
Whoa.
Whoa. Well, let's also be honest. This is something that we normally see because of technical issues, but in this case, I would say that it's it's got to be a tactical. Lucid Dream.
What a time we live in, Jeb.
Well, yeah, there we go. It's been unpaused that quickly as well. I say it's verification. So Lucid, they've got to think about what's happening here because beyond, they're I don't think they were the favorites going into this this best of 3, but they've brought a pretty strong game here so far.
Yeah, I mean, they have had no reason to not just keep going the aggression that they have been, just committing to plays, and already right off the bat, Beta will find a couple of kills, and they've just been decently trading it back. At the moment, they are going for a slight eco on the side of Lucid Dream, so it's nothing too crazy. They're seeing if they can steal some weapons.
Well, Genius is certainly getting a few kills as well. It is named so far. And he's got his teammate, Wannafly. Might be able to do something up in tunnels here. Does just that. He takes out John Olsen, and this is somehow a 2 versus 2 situation now.
Jeff, it's HFCS. Able to work minimalistically is one of the strong factors of this region. And they will be able to still get the plant on beyond. But time is not on their side at the moment. I think this is where it looks like they're going to try to commit to it, and it looks awesome. But they got to be careful. They're low on health. I think at this moment, I would actually argue for a save right here.
Well, Genius and Wannafly are going to disagree with you. That's
okay.
Very clean shots from both.
Me.
Yes, yep. It's free country. So yeah, I mean, it could be argued that yeah, they knew that they were going to be able to buy into this one, but look at just like the tiny little gaps in the defense there, or the buy-in that they've got this time. Basically, they've not been able to get those helmets. Not necessarily the most crucial thing against AKs, but even if it's like a collateral hit, maybe, just maybe, it saves you. But there's also, more importantly, the utility that they don't buy as a result of this. So perhaps keeping that firepower would have been a good idea. And, you know, not to completely just go against what I just said there, the other side, I guess, in Lucid's mind is that they want to stop Beyond from getting away with this, so basically picking up the momentum that they want and, you know, of course, keeping their spirits high, which Beyond must be feeling really good about how this is going so far. So, I guess it's you've got competing ideas in Lucid, and I've got to agree with you that I think the save would have been the better option here. Look at this. Beyond have long A. 4 people in it. Lucid pretty much committing 2 of their players. That's Genius and QQ into short, and I think as soon as, well, perhaps a missed smoke, but still sound nonetheless comes through, they'll know that it is A, and that's it. Utilities down, they're running up a ramp. Patricius gets 1. Any kind of response here would be good. Gigs might have had it, but PTC stops that. Better.
Oh, better.
Oh no. Why is PTC still alive? Oh no. Well, that's
PTC.
Yeah,
oh, settle down there. Settle down.
He's a bit of a spicy one. Last time we covered one of his games, I think he was on stream. and decided to just flip the camera off. You know, he does give no guffs about that, but Better's gotten the count. He's gotten the cross, so they know which
Whatever to
side's
get you
weaker.
hype, I guess.
Well, yeah.
You're a few rounds behind, may as well get hype about a win. Finally, something going in their favor, but because Beyond being so consistent, they do have a good amount of economy to just come back to this. So, I mean, Lucid Dream, they need to have a back-to-back win in order to actually do some serious damage over on to Beyond.
Peak will come in over smoke as well, and yeah, if anyone was in the line of sight, that would do some serious damage back towards Lucid Dream. These players are a little bit too wary of it, even if it was smoked. You don't want somebody just guessing the angle. Look at this, they're just creeping in. The flashes come in, they've seen it well ahead of time, but it's not going to matter though. It's only CBBK who can get a kill onto John Olsen, his teammate. Wonderfly, he actually got him through the door, yeah. That's Rolex down to 11 health. That could be just the extra damage they need to take this side back. Oh, CBBK with a spray down through B doors as well. Is able to bring down Tor just a little bit. They've got the kits. They've got something. Yeah, well, they got nothing now. They got CBBK has to try and work his way through it. And it's actually, oh no, Better. His derriere just sticking around the side of that box there. Means that we could actually see. Yes, he's got it. Yeah, we do actually see this round going towards Lucid Dream, who was slowly crawling back towards a even scoreline.
Yeah, they're slowly building their way back up, and they have slightly dent the economy on Beyond, but I mean, Beyond has been definitely making it expensive for Lucid. Like, both situations have been either at least only 2 to 3 members just surviving barely. Yeah, well, yeah, that's a nice little tag right there. I mean, Beyond, they don't waste any time. Veta especially.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's still keeping an eye on the cross here. If he gets spotted, they're going to know that the bomb's this far back, and that they're pretty much, that Beyond could be likely just to work on either side and find out what they want to go for. Molotov will go mid, but it's not going to be getting anyone. Genius, however, gets Tor. Be wary about this. The grenade landing on Rolex. Puts him down to 75. Wonderfly, he's got a rather forward position here, up in, well, just outside upper tunnels. The split B will be coming into effect. BK has 7 health, but he's been able to do so much with it. Like taking out Giggs. Finally broken through the door onto the B side. They've got to get onto it soon. First kill onto CBBK is what they need. Ooh, spray down through the smoke. Slightly nips Veta. 2 versus 3, this is still very difficult. CTs. Utility comes in. Slowly map out where these players are, then go for them. Push through. Wow. Okay,
nice
excellent hold.
Yeah, really smart stuff, especially with also the fact that they were able to hold on to the smoke. That's what I was talking about when in that last game with Boom, that you need to be a little more sparing with your utility. Being able to have that utility to control the site after you plant the bomb is huge. That's one of the reasons why a lot of those kills, or a lot of those tags that we saw earlier in one of the earlier rounds, with Lucid Dream, they were getting a lot of tags but not a lot of kills. That was because the smokes were keeping the doors at bay and really just giving Lucid Dream stuff to sort of think about and be careful with. Now we're seeing Beyond Esports give it a little bit of pause. They did manage to pull it around, I think, in their tactical pause. Interesting buy from Wannafly, but this tells me that
waiting for that. Yes.
I'm guessing that is maybe where they're gonna send them to B and hope that they can find something.
Ooh, that is very good anticipation from PTC there. The AWP, and Genius follows it up with a kill in bedroom. Yeah, this XM might not do enough. It actually has the least armor penetration in the entire game, I believe. So even if he does see a lot of people running through, they're fully armored up, so he's gonna have to land decent headshots. It's gonna be difficult, is what I'm saying, baby. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah, that's rough for translation of it. Yeah, especially with the fact that you just lost Veta right off the bat. That is not how you want to start out things. And want to fly? Okay, well.
Does he get the AK? Oh, that's. Oh, see, that's exactly what I was hoping we'd see from PTC. He's again one of the best AWPers in the region for sure. So I'd keep an eye on those.
We certainly PT saw that.
Oh no! Oh no!
That's right, baby.
It's 6 a.m. over where you are, so you know we'll allow it.
Thank you for giving me the bye. But I mean, Lucid Dream right now, they're not giving Beyond Esports any time to rest right now.
Ooh, PTC's out of the picture there, so that's one kill that they absolutely needed. Veda's, again, doing some great work. He was definitely in the last series between Beyond and Boom. If they can, if you can bring that same kind of hurt and firepower to this matchup against their Thai colleagues, then and Beyond stand a well, much better chance in this series. That's approach on short, quickly torn to shreds. It's up to Genius now to get out with this AK. The money is not looking good for Lucid. Beyond, however, even though they're low on money, they don't want him to get away with it either. And Tor's actually waiting. And it's not actually Tor get that kill, but he certainly contributed towards it. John Olsen wraps things up there. And as far as Lucid Dream's concerned, they are all over the place. And they're just going to force right into it. There you go, baby. There's the forces again.
Yeah, well, I mean, at least they're forcing into, at least with some flashes that they can go in with a lot of smokes, but unfortunately just not matching the utility that Beyond Esports has. But sometimes Beyond doesn't really even care about that. They just care about just getting those kills right away. That's certainly one thing, is that if a Beyond Esports, a lot of their rounds are very short and simple, and they just try to flush out people so that way they're in the line of sight, and they just like to set up a good crossfire. So we might see a little bit of a waiting game now that there's sort of been a trade that's happening, and we'll see what they want to do here. Certainly they want to control mid.
Well, yeah, control is what they'll get there. CBBK will definitely feel that. Waterfly's traded out, and B-bomb site belongs to Beyond for now. And look at Tor. Catches out mid.
They tore him apart.
Oh, but it's actually PTC we should be looking at. He's actually stopped the bomb plant from going down. This could be huge, but he's got 12 health. 12 health doesn't care about a shot, though. He's spotted Tor, but hopping up again means that he becomes a target, one that Tor's very happy to shoot at. And yeah, couple of interesting points from that last round there. That quick exchange up on short was well, Genius getting taken out, I believe, just because he was trying to hop out from short there, and then his kill was actually quickly traded out by the fact that they didn't wait for flashes to pop, which sometimes that can be calculated. Yeah. But yeah,
it's just so aggressive, just like. Yeah, it's also on top of that, a lot of the times they'll drop utility, but like not wait for it to come into fruition. So we see a lot of people just rush through smokes instead of using that as time to either get set up or wait for a moment to rush in. So at the moment, it's kind of getting. I think they're getting ready to just push over to A, and there's nobody at that site, so this could be scary for them. On the side of Lucid Dream. They might be gathering information that they haven't seen anybody for a while, so that could happen. Depends on how quickly Beyond Esports feel like they need to drop utility. If they like kind of just play it safe and just like don't drop too much utility, they did give the information, so we'll see how Lucid does. They drop a nade.
Ooh, a bit closer on gigs than that would have been game over for him. Genius is down. I think that we're going to see Patricia's trying to jump scout there just to stop the bomb plant. He'll do no such thing, though. This is it. The others have to commit to this. Remainder of Lucid. This is the last round of this half. Wanna fly. Armed with purely an ump. Getting tagged through that smoke. He had hell. The fuse kit, that is literally the only silver lining he has at this point. Oh no, he's been spotted as well. Decides to run for that. There's no way he can take this one further. And that's it. Beyond with a very dominating T-side on Dust 2.
Yeah, certainly a very convincing side, to say the very least, Jeff. I mean, beyond esports, you know, we thought that this maybe was going to be very much a map that Lucid was going to succeed in. They looked like that, but ever since that third round where we actually saw Lucid be a little more reserved with, you know, buying in, doing force buys, and just sort of playing it safe, a little more traditional stuff that we're familiar with, both of you and I, things started building up the momentum, and I really like what they do here. They really do set up their sights on just being able to have a good crossfire and be able to hold. There's just very little times where they get caught off guard or they haven't been able to trade. And the trades have been majority-wise going in very much in their favor. So now, let's see how they are able to use this passive style that they've been kind of playing comparatively so to other play styles that they've been doing, and seeing how they do well on the CT side. I did see a couple of times when they were on the CT side back in Dust 2 earlier that they were kind of rotating a lot, trying to gather information, and that kind of threw off their opponents, but it also didn't allow them to really get set comfortably and get a good crossfire of any kind going. They didn't really have the upper rest. They just kind of they took turns basically trying to take mid. It felt like a lot of the times, like sort of that duck shooting range you see at like a carnival or whatever. But either way, really good stuff from Beyond. Lucid Dream, I still don't think that's 10-5. It's not that bad of a situation. I just think they need to be a little more committing to their plays, and like we've seen earlier, and just go with what they planned with. They obviously, Lucid's a very good team and they can execute stuff pretty well. And I would love to see PTC go on the op. They haven't really had a chance to shine as an opper. So, I mean, this is Dust 2. There's a lot of great moments to be an opper, especially on T side. So let's see if they can pop off there, Jeff.
Well, I think if they decide they do want to lean into the opening abilities of some of the members on Lucid and try and get some early picks, early advantage, Dust 2 is a tougher map to do that on. It could be argued, because on T side, after really the cross there might not be as many opportunities as one would like to make good use of it. But hey, if
I mean, that's true, but there's like long as well.
True, yeah. It's gonna be your post plant situations, specifically at A, where I think it'll really shine. Past the
absolutely.
first 15-20 seconds of the round. And Beyond, however, have shown that even on the T side, they're able to get some great results with it. With the AWPs, Veta, for one, has been doing great work, and if he's placed on the side of CTs, where the AWPs are very good as a defensive weapon, of course, then yeah, Beyond might be able to quickly close this one out, and I think that is the best case scenario for them if they want to try and take this entire series and see themselves in Dallas.
There's good food in Dallas.
I've only ever been to the airport. That's it.
You've had the food.
True. Tex-Mex, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's look, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's just like I can't really think too much of Dallas except for BQ. Dallas barbecue, I've been told, is fire. I've only ever been to Houston and San Antonio though.
Well, I mean, I've been to the south a fair bit, just all along the coast, mostly the east coast. That's about it. But food is very, very good down there. So, which of these two sides will be able to experience that firsthand? That is tough to say. Beyond, well, they've fought very hard for this. Lucid, I think, with a lot of their results, specifically against MVP PK, I think have it really does show that they've put in the hard work for it. I think this this particular roster is maybe less than a month old. Sorry, I could be wrong about that.
Lucid or Beyond?
Lucid, I believe.
That could be a thing where like team synergy is like their individual talent's amazing, but the team synergy is just not there quite yet. It's kind of like how FaZe was starting out, this era of FaZe, where like they were able to have very awesome pop-offs and win a lot of rounds, but it's just like, you know, FaZe because of each individual, not because of FaZe's FaZe. So that's maybe something that Lucid's having kind of a situation right now. You may know PTC is PTC, but not, you know, QQ and, you know, BBK, you know, all these great players as themselves, but not maybe as a team yet. So let's see if this cohesion can come into play with T side.
Well, it's gonna have to be a B play at this point. Gigs with excellent information. Signal's been given. It is pure pandemonium here in the B site. So much being spent just to try and get onto it itself. Surprisingly, both sides with 4 players alive, and the bomb plant will likely go down. Tor and Genius both fighting out pretty roughly there. Gigs, he'll be heard. Likely be anticipating him now because of it, as well as John Olsen. We'll move in. It'll have to be soon. There's only one defuse kit. Depending on where it lands, that could be absolute death, but they survived the gauntlet, the Lucid Dream Gauntlet, and beyond. Well, they're just that little bit closer to closing this one out.
Yeah, that was really just a nice back and forth trade. There was nothing really Lucid Dream did wrong. They just kind of got outplayed there for that moment, and yeah, Beyond looking pretty good here. And Wanna Fly, are they? Oh God, okay.
Well, this could be the best.
No.
They know he's got the gun as well, so they even throw a grenade in there. It does a bit
I mean,
of damage.
they got flashes, and they could steal AKs, but it looks like Vedas has a different idea.
He lands the second shot through door, though. That's pretty impressive. Look, Lucid Dream are, this is turning into a bit of a nightmare as Torch shoots through the smoke. That is something to QQ about. Gigs, can he? Yes, there we go. Takes a little bit longer, but he takes out PTC on Cat. And Genius, he has the AK, he's got the utility, but 5 CTs to play against. Each one likely to do that much damage to him. That's not looking like a recipe for success for this round.
Quite, and I agree, but they are pretty spread out at the moment, except for a couple of players over at Site A. But we'll see how they can do. They can probably use some of that utility to make it into a 2 1v1 fights if they so desire. They know that they're coming, so they're already just starting to swarm in on them. No committing to the play yet.
They haven't completely closed them off, so they know something's happening in short, and time permitting, there's not really much else. Veta just missed him. Doesn't miss that time though. Wow. The some of the timings here is just you kind of have to hold your breath. That was that could have been close, and that could have provided the end that Genius needed to actually really get some real damage onto the CT side, which could be argued is going to be their top priority going forward. It's the only way they can really make sure that if they do bring this back, the next 7 rounds they have to win, even just to even it out, aren't an absolute slugfest each time. Oh, the Molotov, it does a lot. And Tor is there waiting to pretty much mince them as soon as they got out of the barbecue. Not supposed to go in that order, but here we are.
It be like that sometimes. It really do. Really do be like that. Golly. I just feel so bad for Lucid right now, because this was supposed to be like they did the upset. Now they're like right now in this situation, but I feel like definitely some nerves are coming to them at the moment. Just like the way they've just been kind of doing executions. They're not really getting trades that are in their favor. They're hesitating. A lot of plays haven't been fully committed, and I mean, they're getting caught off guard very, very quickly. Right now, Beyond Esports has kind of just got that tunnel vision on that barbecue right now.
Oh yeah, they I just want to point out something that Giggs has been doing as well. It's not every round on CT, but for at least a couple of them so far, actually just been pushing up mid, and he's getting a lot of information. This time he actually caught out CBBK, sorry, as a result of it. So information plays and a cheeky rushing up, gets himself a kill. Stuff like that, I think, would definitely make a team like Lucid Dream perhaps, yeah. Well, it bullies them, absolutely. Speaking of bullied, though, Giggs and Veta completely bullied off the A site. EC hops over the flames. Oh. See, moments like that, the fact that they are boosting to try and get their eyes on that bomb plant, but this time it's just behind those boxes. PDC, wanna fly, or not wanna fly anymore.
Wow.
That's could have gone either way. I really thought Beyond were just gonna snatch that one right away from Lucid.
Yeah, I thought so too, especially with that boost. They kind of were able to cover different angles and, you know, make sure they handle what they can. And, I mean, they had a lot covered in their line of sight. It's pretty crazy how that just kind of flipped around, but I mean, I'm also not surprised at the same time. Now, Lucid with a very unique buy. We'll see how they go with the amount of flashbangs they have. I would really love to see them go a lot more aggressive and just try to catch them off guard. But RA, QQ already going down.
Well, there was a very, very good boost there on short. That's shows that that Beyond at least have been paying attention to what other parts of the world are doing on Dust 2. That's, I think, the boost that Nip came up with. But unfortunately, Lucid seemed ready for it, and Veda's actually copped a fair bit of damage. A lot of damage happening on short, though. All quiet. Smoke might seem a little bit more complex, but we'll get back to that in a moment. They are running onto the site now. Genius pretty much has Rolex's number as he takes his head clean off. There's John Olsen's number as well. Got a lot of digits there, but
oh my god, he's got. Is he throwing a party? It's like he inviting a bunch of people.
Well, it's not a CT kind of party. They're not enjoying it so much at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah. It's, we could say this party's the bomb.
They get, yeah, they get the room temperature pizza.
Aye.
Where it's just like, it's not hot and ready anymore. It's just like, oh yeah, you guys are here. Well, we got a couple of slices left. Nobody took the corner slices of the square pizza that nobody likes.
Yeah, it's the one with the gluten-free base.
It's like the cauliflower crust.
Yeah, well, I was gonna say like slightly flavored cardboard, but each to their own. But with that, Lucid, they seem to have got some ideas here about how to pick apart Beyond CT side. So far, seems to be working for them quite well. They're going for that B push again.
The flashbangs have been really useful for them. Oh no.
Oh yes, it seems. Except for the fact that Giggs is going to do a lot more than he really should have been able to. But BTC and Wanderfly CBK, they are here to pretty much make sure that this round goes back to exactly how they wanted it to go. I don't know what universe it must be that Rolex could bring that back, and he seems to agree. It's not really one that he's involved in, that he exists in.
Wow. That was pretty amazing, Rolex. Just be able to get an exit frag and get away from that.
Yeah, if not everybody's committed to the hunt or going the same place there, they're not going to be ready for the trade out there just to keep this orb out of Beyond's hands. I think we'll probably be seeing this.
This could bite them. This could bite them back.
Yeah. Well, I think anyone following CS has basically seen just how much an orb in the hands of one individual can do.
And they only stole the only op, so Lucid Dream not gonna go buying back into that anytime soon because they don't have really the economy to afford that luxury of just going like, oh yeah, we'll buy an op pack again. If we lose this round, it's not gonna be a big deal. I mean, Lucid is really on the back foot right here. Like, Beyond is able to afford to lose a couple of rounds here. They have such a large lead, and they bought everything they could. They don't have a lot of utility to their name, but I think we're going to see that with the double op setup that they have going on here, they really ain't too worried about pushing up anytime soon.
Well, I think if they had to pick a site to go for, going via long A is going to be the most costly one. Better's waiting for it. Tor's also just hanging out in CT there. He's waiting for some kind of cross. So this is pretty well guarded. And the amount of time that Lucid's taken here seems to have actually made Beyond second guess this one. Wow. That's... I mean, if Veta doesn't land these shots, it looks like the flashes are coming out, which could actually blind him just enough. Not enough, though, it seems. He only gets one kill. With that, the rest of Lucid will be piling onto the A site. Woo! Genius! Cups a little bit of a love tap there from Giggs. Sorry, not Giggs. But he is able to get away with that with his life. Giggs, on the other hand, being another fellow, he is dead. And it's a bit of a similar situation that we're seeing here. Tor, if you can keep this orb, basically means that, yep, you're right before when you said that Beyond can spare these rounds, but if they can keep the orb alive throughout them, though, they can at least make it very painful for Lucid. They have the chance to.
Yeah, this is where you really want to make it count. They have now a couple of rounds strung together. It's early in the morning, so my verbs are terrible. And you know, this is what they're looking for. Now we're seeing Beyond Esports going for slight eco, seeing what they can do, maybe steal some weapons, bait out some utility. I mean, this is really just all they can do right now, but I mean, they certainly have the rounds to afford to do things like this, and Beyond has worked very well minimalistically as well.
This orb, seemingly in the best possible place it could be, considering an eco. Incendiaries or the Molotovs? Nope, it's gone. Nah. It's not gonna happen, but that said though, Giggs, he is the mighty Avenger. This is pretty much a very staggered approach. It's strange that you would find part of Lucid going towards that B side, but the rest of them are just very patiently waiting for some kind of rotate there. And that's actually lost them possession of the bomb. This is starting to get a bit out of hand. Speaking of hands, Rolexes, they go nice on them, as do they go on B site with the orb. That is a complete loss of control there by Lucid. That brought it back to a 2 versus 1.
Are able to pick up the bomb, and it really does come down if Rolex can land these shots.
They've got to go for the B side. There's no other possible... No, they want to try it. Okay, Rolex. If you're going to land this shot, you could actually make this... Oh, he looks away.
No.
Do they actually have the time to do it, though? Oh, no. Oh, no. He might have just barely gotten it.
Are you kidding me?
That is amazing. That was such a gamble. Rolex has got to be kicking himself at the moment. If that shot had landed, that pretty much would have been round 14 for Beyond.
Well,
now,
I don't think they should be kicking themselves too much. They have certainly made rounds expensive for Lucid. On top of that, they still hold on to the op. And now they are going to be able to go into this next round buying into it. So this is pretty exciting. Things are getting spicy here.
You're right. I was looking at the glass half empty approach to it. That money on Beyond's side is looking mighty fine. Lucid has a bit of dodge to go along with them as well. So we're going to basically see two fully bought up sides here slugging it out.
How do you feel about this double op setup? I'm not too big of a fan of it myself.
I think that the fact that they've been able to bring those orbs into those rounds, saving them more than anything else. Well, actually, we might come back to this in a moment. John Olsen eats it in pit. This double orb setup might be what saves them if they can get them back to the sides. It's actually Vader is looking at short there. They have to actually boost Tor up onto the side so he can properly look after Long. He'll do that, but this is kind of the point I was working towards. If they aren't landing the shots with the orbs, that's such an expensive investment into what is kind of a perceived value. If you can't get the returns on it, then, well, 2 orbs might be a strong combination in most cases, but it's not working. Gotta let go. Oh no, they've spotted Car now. And that's the thing, Lucid can basically completely batter a side into submission, like they're doing here. Only Rolex being the last one alive. Somehow getting those 2 kills. But that's it, the AWP will not do much for you if you're pretty much completely blind or blanketed in smoke. And Lucid, I think, understand that very well. And that's why they're able to, even though it takes them a little while to set up, pretty much completely bash the A site into submission like that. That's Beyond. They have to save to a degree. Unless your name's Tor, in which case you buy an orb.
Yep. Which is, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but you know what? Go big or go home, I guess. This is Dallas.
Well, you gotta go home now.
Probably thinking of, Texas proportions.
They're getting into the mindset.
Torn apart.
Oh no, that's a little bit unfortunate. They're just outside a bedroom, and I don't know if Waterfly actually saw that he was using the AWP in that case, because if they saw it, yeah, my first goal after that would be, if I knew the rest of them should be, well, exactly, yeah, or even just to deny it, keep it out of the hands of the CTs.
Oh yeah, that's true as well.
But look at this, because of that, John Olsen, he's got this position behind Car, and if they go towards that mid-B approach there, oh, he hesitates on it. He could work towards it. B-side's pretty much ready to get completely dunked on. And we're seeing another case where a singular surviving member on Beyond is pretty much just doing whatever they can to keep the orb alive.
John Olsen in Dust 2. Now with the op this time, and I don't think they're going to be able to live for much longer. I honestly really love these flanks coming in from Lucid Dreams. They're just their pinching formation is really strong, and they like we thought it was like, oh, this is a great setup because we expected them to all just rush onto the B site in the pretty much the same direction, but no, they have their partners' backs, and they've been rewarded for it. And look at this, there was 13, I think, I want to say 7 at one point. Now it's 13-12. This is pretty ecstatic. And now, you know, Beyond Esports hasn't had a real save for a while, so now things are kind of wonky, if you will. They do have a full buy going in here, and they do have a lot of things going for them. Tactical pause coming in right now. Just seeing how they want to use this utility, how they want to be aggressive, I would assume, because sometimes the best defense is a good offense, Jeff. And I think knowing these teams, they would probably be aggressive every time.
If it works for them, sometimes when it doesn't, but... Well, pause has been cancelled, so we'll be hopping back into it. Beyond, what have they learnt here? What have they thought about, and what do they want to do going into this one? As he said, they've got utility. It only counts when it's put in the right place. Ooh, shift walking into crosshairs of PTC. A very dangerous pastime. Not many survive it. But not to take anything away from Veto.
Surprised it still has time.
It's well, Veto's been doing quite well overall in the event, so I think knock him for trying it. Work out this time. But items will be exchanged. It's just a little bit awkward when it lands right in the middle of that cross there, and there we go. Tor. Take out CBBK. Seen the bomb as a result, I believe, but they still don't know where they're going to go. If Lucid are going to commit to, say, this A site, like the short walk there would have indicated. Good stuff from Beyond. I mean, they're slowly using what utility they have just to try and halt this as much as possible.
Man, I'm really thinking back to that one round where, like, if... I don't know who it was. I think it was maybe John. But, like, one of the oppers on the side of Beyond was just, like... It was Rolex. And they were... If only they just... It's just that matter of seconds that just came down to it. Now Lucid...
Yeah.
Ever since then, kind of had this big momentum. And, you know, Tor once again, I think also there's a tunnel vision thing going on right now for the side Beyond. They have been tossing this op around to everybody, making sure to keep it alive, like it's gonna win them something, and it's cost them gravely.
Yeah.
They've managed to get picks. They've dent the economy ever so slightly, but this time, that op ain't coming with you.
Yeah, Lucid have definitely gotten better at hunting it down, and yeah, you're right, it was Wannafly hopping across onto Xbox there, and Rolex had the shot at one point, but kind of dipped away from it. It's a calculation of about half a second, maybe less. I can't...
I just never expected it to, like, I feel like that really kind of, like, spiraled things out of control.
Well, yeah, if you're on the side of Lucid, how good a feeling is that to know that you got away with it?
Yeah, it's gotta be a real morale booster too. I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah, that's a feels good man right there.
Oh yeah, I'd be fired up for sure if one of my teammates did that, or if I did it. Heck, that's... Here we go. That was where the Molotov is designed to burn a player out of, and John Olsen is pretty much gonna get booted out of there altogether. Oh, Gigs, if you rush this after, I mean, he's not gonna... Oh, that could have been much worse. CBBK there, luckily getting away with his life. The CZ in the hands of Gigs though on B might make things particularly devastating. 1 kill, but not the second. And Veta, this time he doesn't actually have a AWP to save. He might go for this, but he has an AK. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's kind of like an op.
Well, yeah, both, if shot in the head, will pretty much kill you no matter what, in most cases, but...
Yeah.
I mean,
there's that. I mean, honestly, if Veta wanted to go for this, I don't think it would be the end of the world. They don't have the information that like BBK is really low in health, but I think they're just gonna go ahead and just try to save this, which is understandable as well. I would be, I would probably be doing that too. I'd probably go for the more passive route.
yeah, I mean, even exits at that stage might be too much of a risk because the T-side economy has just gotten way too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got 2 players which are above 13k, and that's before this round's over, so they're gonna be sitting quite pretty. The rest of the team, I don't think there's gonna be, yeah, there's not a single player below 9,000 there. So they're pretty much fine for the rest of this map, unless we get to OT, which Beyond is gonna be praying for at this point. Well, sorry, not praying for.
Put on a prayer?
Well, no, they could pray for it, but perhaps they'll probably be praying for a 16-14 instead. But if it comes to it, it's not too far off if they want to play OT.
True.
Very aggressive approach here on long A, though. Hit. Completely undone. Oh no, Veta misses 1 shot. That was pretty much the death knell. He can't follow it up with any others. It's completely boxed in. And Beyond, if they go for this, I think that kind of tells us what they want to do with this map. If they just want to get it out of the way, or perhaps... Oof. Gigs. Valiant effort. Not enough. They've, back to the old game of, keep
the old
weapon in the
ranch.
game.
That's right, Tor's Ranch, where we farm the best AKs and ops you ever seen. These come straight from the good sand of dust, and he's dead.
Oh.
Well, crops aren't going to get harvested this year, I'll tell you that, Jeff.
It's got really grim.
Matt, yeah, it's got pretty bad. I mean, this has got grim after the fact that Lucid Dream is now at match point. And look at this. There is there's an economy that is not blossoming for Beyond. Lucid is, they're looking like they're just ready to close this out. This is looking like this is a Lucid map finally coming into play. Maybe our predictions and thoughts are right all along. It's just one of those teams that just need a little bit to get that kind of oomph going. And I think going off of what Beyond's aggressive style is that the longer the match goes on, the greater fatigue is. And that's kind of with a lot of new teams as well.
Oh, Tor has to
not do anything.
Well, you could see it play out in the mini-map there. 1 player, 1 CT going to be, and three members of Lucid Dream running straight for uppers. Yeah, that would have been the point for Tor if he could have landed the shots, but unfortunately, he is dealing with a very deadly AWP on the other side. QQ. Rip around the corner. Just doing a bit of chip damage, and those 2 picks this early in the round as well pretty much mean that Lucid can play for information. They can go elsewhere, and they have the run of the land. That's this is pretty much their territory. It's their dust now. Maybe
done and dusted.
Well, yes. I mean, Lucid didn't even have time to they didn't even do a soft pump on the brakes there. It's basically just straight into getting that angle on B. John Olsen, he is trying to shoot at a bunny hopping PTC there. And they're just going to be way too off position to try and hold off this approach. Hey, I mean, maybe Rolex, he's not sure. He doesn't know where he wants to commit. He decides to go straight back to long A. John Olsen dies as well. This is a 2 versus 5. This is very poor odds. 1 versus 5. Rolex Monster, can you bring back Dust? You cannot. And that is it.
Good try.
Well, yeah, Lucid just way too strong in this case, and yeah, both teams seem to be quite happy with Hello and welcome back to our second map of this grand final best of 3. Beyond Esports and Lucid Dream. One of these two will be making it to Dallas Dreamhack Masters 2019. And we're into the pistol round. Bemi, are you excited for Nuke?
Are you kidding me? Nuke's my favorite map.
Well,
It's weird and wonky and uncomfortable, just like me.
instantly sold I am. And talk like Yoda I will. As Beyond look to take this side back. Better. Got one weak opponent to deal with. He knew it was a bait. He could hear the footsteps running around. Lucid, one round closer towards booking that plane ticket. That's...
I can't believe they clutched that. That was amazing.
Yeah, that's...
It's amazing what one person on Heaven can do with a pistol. But we've seen Beyond once again. Going for the save.
Yeah?
So...
Somebody's listening to you.
Yeah, somebody's been watching VODs, dude. That's what's been happening.
That was a little bit meaty. Rolex monster. Rolex, rather, he is. Oh, gonna make his way through.
He's on a Rolex.
Oof. But there's literally no investment into this round. It's just nothing but USBs. That's about it. So if you are just tuning in, the first map was Dust 2. That was Beyond's pick, and it looked for a little while there that Beyond were going to run away with it quite nicely. Jump into the second half though, and Lucid were able to bring it back. I believe, yeah, it was close, and it was very hard fought, but yeah, they've got it now. We're on to their pick, Nuke. First buy round as well, so this might be where Beyond pulls the handbrakes on the T side, stops that Lucid Dream.
Tends the way that goes.
Yep. I mean, really, the two rounds that Lucid got this early on are quite good for them. It gives them so much room later on. It's still traditionally a CT map.
Yep, but they pretty much dropped a lot of their utility already. So there is the ability, the Lucid, to be able to control this team fight into their favor and just sort of go like, all right, well, we'll make it into a bunch of different 2v2s. And I mean, they're really in no rush right now. They have this luxury with their utility, and it looks like they're just going to go ahead and push on over to the B site, potentially.
Ooh. Better. He's going to see this. Yep, he saw the shadow first.
That was unfortunate.
Oh, yeah, I want to fly. Not really much he could do there when he gets spotted out. John Olsen, very clean shot onto the head of Genius in Hut. Tor sitting above Hut, though. He'll pretty much make sure that it doesn't get any further than that. So, we're talking about this during the break as well. Looking at the vetoes, Vertigo got the boot first off. Nobody wants to go near that one just yet.
Yeah, no. My prediction is nobody literally scrimmed that because it just kind of came out of the blue, and everybody went like, "Vertigo's here, cash is out," and everybody went like, "But I like forklift."
Well, if you should definitely keep an eye on FMP1's on his Twitter, because it was a few months ago, but he posted some shots of what a new version of Cash might look like, and it's got some. It's got like a sweet spot between subtle and noticeable changes. So,
does it have any chickens?
You know what? I think it doesn't. You're right.
Not interested.
Keep it.
Thank
It's
you.
Yep. Can't be in the active map pool. That's it. No active duty for it. Better though. He's been
Bring
quite
back
active.
Cobblestone.
This outside approach from Lucid has cost them the life of Genius so far. That is not done. He's certainly not done. That's 3 people dead to him. ETC. Well, he's made a little bit of room, but not enough. Not necessarily enough to take one side or the other yet. Beyond, with only 4 players left. Now with only 1 opponent to really deal with. Oh no. Oh no. QQ. He crept right past Squeaky onto A and was actually, yeah, able to make something of that. Which, you know, didn't win them the round and might not seem too much, but it basically means that if they can keep the CT economy just that little bit extra, you know, money less out of their hands, then, so that's good news. But
yep. Making rounds expensive is great, but they also, on top of that, I think Lucid needs to be a little more self-aware of their surroundings. There's a lot of times where somebody will just be hanging out on the high ground in heaven and just get immediately knocked out and punished for it. Ooh!
Yep. That was not the kind of thing you want to step on. Giggs! He will not stop until CBBK stops him, and he is pretty much wrecked
He's got
himself.
The horses in the back.
Yeah. Look, it stings, okay? Running into the spray of an AK in lowers there. That's,
it stings?
Bullets hurt, I assume.
Bullets? I don't think it would just sting. I think they would just make you cease to exist.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to say that we're both right here.
Yeah, fair enough. We'll see how Lucid does. They feel like they made the right choice. Investing into this round right now. They got a lot of flashbangs, so I think right now just taking A would be such an amazing feeling. Well, there they go. They're now a little more aware of heaven. They take out Tor, so this is already looking very good for them.
That was actually QQ who got that kill through the vents. This A site is becoming a lot more dangerous, especially for Rolex, who falls from heaven. But do they account for Wanderfly, who's got an excellent flanking position, and he's going to have to do a lot of good work with this, purely for the fact that 2 of his teammates have already died. Oh no, I think yes, he just sees, better in that case, bomb out of sight, heading down towards this B site. To get the plant. Oh, quick flank coming in from Rolex, though. They hear this. They anticipate it. Oh, the door's been opened. They know exactly where he is now. Got the angle. And holding it means that they get themselves a 3rd round on the board, tying this out.
Very good for them and very fortunate for them as well. And like you said earlier, they want to keep the CT economy expensive so that way they can come back to it, maybe even have a slight advantage after winning a round. Now you see this, you know, a couple of members are probably just going to be just gathering information and just seeing what they can do. Maybe do some chip damage, get a couple of kills. Like Rolex, I think is just going to go in there hard. And RA Beyond is dropping so much utility. Which I think would be really good to hold on to right now if they're going to expect a plant. They do manage to get BBK, which is a nice way to start off the momentum, but is it enough?
Ooh, Tor. That was a good duel to win. Especially, I mean, he's down to 10 health. That could have been very bad for him. Bomb's going to be planted down. Oh no, maybe it's not. Just gets down. Excellent shooting there from Wanderfly. Stops that rotation coming in from Hut. Tor, they're going to be hearing these scopes here. I think as soon as he pokes out, yep, that'll happen. That's a paddling. Lucid, they've got the T-side lead this early on a nuke. This needs to be stopped if Beyond want to see their way onto a 3rd map, which would be Overpass if they can just get there.
Well, they were already at bathroom during the break. You go.
There we go.
That's a keeper. Speaking of keepers, BBK's in a nice position to stay at. I think they just walked past each other. Did they just walk past each other?
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Oh my god.
If they aren't looking for Vader because they're gonna just trust that CBBK out there was fine, but I mean he's running. Have they clued in? Have they heard this? They haven't. Oh no! No!
I cannot believe that. I'm
gonna break out an old favorite. You hate to see it. That'll pretty much be the end of the eco there.
Is that the saying? You hate to see it.
Yeah, that's esports TM right there. You hate to see it. That's with that. I mean, beyond. Look, it's good that they're doing stuff like that, though. I mean, if they're able to sneak past players on Lucid Dream and put themselves in good positions there,
yeah,
it didn't work out that time. They had a deagle.
That's really
the shots
concerning for Lucid.
Well, yeah, that could be an absolutely you know, map-breaking moment for them later on. Whilst flashed, CBK is going to be able to get the kill onto Vader. Dropping down from this garage space, but Torque, he's... Well, we called it. He has basically been able to sneak just behind them, not checking these corners. And, oh no, he's... Look, that's the mind game. That's the mind game there. You want them... You want them to be second-guessing everything.
Oh my god.
That's what we
Folks, we got him.
Look, I'm still processing that one, I'll be honest. That was
I just like look at the kill feed. It took me 2 glances to realize that that was some friendly fire right there. Real friendly.
Yeah, there's nothing friendly about it. That's... Look, beyond... If they can continue to get people into odd spots like that and have Lucid walk past them, then pretty much just, you know, open fire and completely waste two or three teammates then, and then make people so on edge that they're gonna shoot their teammates. That's perfect! Oh no! Wanna fly? Oh no. That's...
no.
We make the joke almost every time. Hawk! Yes! Look, all things considered, they brought it back. Lucid got that 6th round on the board, and that's great. Their T side on Nuke is golden. That's gonna be great. Anything they get from this point forward is just gonna be, you know, a bit of icing on the cake. But if they're... I mean, with the anti-eco, you'd think that they'd be able to do it. Look at this. Alex, he wanted to get the peak. Not able to do it. Gigs. Oh no. Yep, see, Vader's doing the same sort of thing, but that...
Yeah?
Well, you know, CBBK...
Go on.
Will die, and surprisingly, Vader, I don't think he actually went for the Mac 10 there. Oh, look, they know they've got that A side coverage. They should just be staying up there and getting them on plant, which is what they're doing exactly. And Vader, I mean, he's running around the side here. I don't think, I mean, considering the buy situation later on, that he necessarily wants to go out and try and fetch a weapon or anything. This is mostly just about getting those exits if you can. Or going hunting. You've got an AK. You might want to use it, but it gets... Okay, this really is just getting out of hand. He doesn't have the kit, though. And that is just a little bit tragic. He does all of that work, 4 kills. A lot of it with the CZ, and without the kit, not able to secure anything. I think it might have been just a smidge too close anyways, even with
Kept
the kit.
the economy humble, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, that's you can't take that away from him.
Yeah. I mean that was a pretty amazing round, and Lucid Dream's still able to win out on top, so they do have that little bit of advantage to buy some more utility. The only thing I gotta say is just Lucid Gaming, Lucid Dream, they need to watch out for WannaFly.
Not before. Beta though, he is really making the process to get outside here very difficult. And granted, he did die that time, but he is normally making this quite the tough call indeed. CBBK, another excellent headshot onto Tor. Bomb's not even really part of the picture here. They're really just going hunting. That's all that can be said about this. And I mean, if they leave this too long, and Beyond are able to get more kills here, get something for their troubles, then this could become quite a tough scenario. But Giggs, where's he gonna look? Not where he needs to. He was anticipating somebody towards heaven there, and John Olsen, look, if this is gonna be his action hero moment, I've been talking
John
about
Olsen,
this. Yeah.
is a nuke. Revenge of the Beyond.
And he's about to explode. It's
This summer. Or spring.
this
Well,
one
this-
feels more
this-
like a any time of the year. It might go.
This solstice. Well, John is doing the unthinkable, the wildest things. He's trying to hold on to the M4. And Lucid Dream, the biggest threat is themselves right now.
Yeah, I've got to agree. Really, it seems like any rounds that they're going to lose here, based on what we've seen so
Because
far,
of
would
them.
be well, yeah, it's their mistake to make, right? That's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
But you've got to give a lot of credit to Beyond. A lot of teams wouldn't be able to necessarily punish that, so doing a good job there. Another force here. Just that are on 8 rounds. Eastside nuke. Lucid's pick as well, so this really is their map. Has to lose. Starting to get quite dire for Beyond. Both teams, they're from Thailand, and Dallas is already pretty far away. It's just that little bit further.
It's just a few hundred feet away.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Dallas, Thailand.
Yeah, that's like what just a simple city bus route, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like it's just a hop, skip, and jump. Maybe a rush as well, as Lucid is just going to go ahead and rush onto this B site right now. Tor does have something to say, but not for long.
It's Genius who's got the excellent defensive coverage here. He's pretty much popping off, getting 3 kills. Session.
Oh, Giggs could catch, yeah. Close.
That was close. That was a little too close. If you're on the side of Lucid Dream.
Nah, it's nuke. It's just normal.
Well, we've got the XM again, which this time it's going to be on Beyond's side. I believe last time it was on WannaFly, and thinking that it wasn't going to be able to do too much for him, but he got at least 2 kills with that thing before, if I'm not mistaken. So
they won the round because of it.
Yeah, it was a lot spicier than it rightfully should have been.
I mean, this makes a lot more sense than it would on Dust 2. You mean, go through vents and you just clear out the rats.
You know what? Next time I play Nuke, I'm gonna try it. And and if I don't get kicked, we'll see how it impacts the whole game. But, well, as far as Giggs is concerned, it's gonna have to be a decent lifeline for him. He's down to 14 health, which, you know, his whole deal is gonna be ambushing people, so that might not be the worst thing. Oh, that yellow bar, the railing, just there on the outside of heaven. Really what kept CBBK alive out there. Excellent anticipation there from Tor. Make sure that QQ isn't able to wreck their plans. Seeing a
Right
bit
on
more...
cue.
Oh, there we go. Genius. He's, well, he's been evicted. There are 2 Lucid Dreaming players left. They're sticking close together, having one of those weird, awkward moments where you both try to open the door at the same time. They're able to get the bomb plant. It's no harm, no foul. ATC not able to connect that shot there, and because of that, they know exactly where he is. They could try and go for this defuse, but...
They have no kit. Oh, 1 HP.
Oh. Well, no, they've got it. It's fine.
Yeah, they definitely got it. I was just like, I don't know. Open face plant. Things can get scary here in Nuke.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was certainly a lot of room there for PTC to actually just beat out the time, and could have gotten the 10th round on the board for Lucid, but thankfully beyond, if you're going for them, they have they've been able to at least pull out one back, and they have a chance of making this a 6-9 half, which, again, that does still put the odds against them, but it's a heck of a lot more than they would have otherwise.
Heck.
Look, this is a Christian stream, okay?
I'm Jewish, so I probably should leave.
No, please don't, actually. Please stay, Bemmy.
Fair enough. Oh, well, I mean, it looks like Lucid are going to make Beyond either way out, though.
Yep, that is a politely but firmly asking them to leave. I tell you what. Grenade comes in from heaven. Here's the connection of the smoke grenade, so he knows somebody's there, but it's QQ who's able to get that quick peek and pretty much...
10-5.
Well, yeah, that's good. That's good news for Lucid.
Yes, but it was like that for Dust 2 as well.
You're not
No,
wrong.
it was for
You're not
Beyond.
wrong. This is not as nearly a balanced map in that regard, could you say?
Yeah, and I mean, technically this is more CT favored, right? Or am I crazy?
It is traditionally a CT-sided map, yep.
Okay, well, we'll see what happens. I mean, Lucid Dream, really just done I think they're pretty much closing this out if that's the case. We'll have to wait and see how the pistol round goes. Investing into a kit and a couple of flashes, seeing what they can do, make it go a long way. Beyond, they're going to be working on a little bit of control. We're just pretty much going to see what's going to happen. It probably is going to be a fight at B, just the way that things are going, and they want to try to drop us. Well,
look at the setup there. Lucid, they're anticipating this. There's 3 of them out here, but they're both... Well, 2 of them are down. It's going to be the next person to try their luck at it. And that is going to be Genius. Well, it's just that.
Oh my god.
That was clean. That was pretty clean. It's one versus one. If the bomb can be retrieved. Oh.
Tor's got it.
Well, you never know. You never know when you do the drop there. And look, Tor, this is devilish. He is actually just gonna go straight back up to A. That is an excellent use of your time. Can Genius hear this? I don't know if he can. I think he's clued into it though. Oh no, Tor's definitely heard him.
Oh my god.
That is terrible. He's just waiting for Genius to pop out, and Genius isn't going to do it until he hears that bomb plant.
It's like Train.
This is basically a staring contest. He's baited the command. Oh my lord! Genius!
Oh my! What happened?
Well, oh, we don't have the action replay, I don't think, but Genius is pretty much a good reason why the USP is one of the most satisfying weapons in the entire game, especially our pistol rounds there, just for the fact that, well, you land those headshots, nobody's got helmets. That's a quick instant kill for you right there. So, you know, we're talking about people getting fired up and feeling really good and how that's so important for these games. Lucid have pretty much got to be on Cloud 9 right about now.
They aren't. They're on Lucid Dream.
You know what? I knew it was coming.
You
halfway
set that up for yourself.
Yes, he beat me to it. But what we need to see from Beyond here is, well, not this round at least. It's definitely a Felico.
We need to go beyond what they're doing.
Oh, the pun game. It's too strong. Okay, it's just going left, right, and center. That one though. Sprint dead on, straight between the eyes on Veto. He's out of here. 12-5. Now, when we were looking at Nuke before, in the last best of 3 between Beyond and Boom, we talked about how 5-6 is kind of your sweet spot on B-side Nuke. Well, the sweet spot at the moment for Beyond is 10 at least. That's just to get it to OT.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, CBBK has done it again.
Oh my
He is
God.
just doing so much out there. Well, actually, sorry, I did make a mistake there. He's basically doing to Beyond what Beyond did to him. So that's gotta be very satisfying bit of payback there.
It kind of stinks that this is technically the buy round that Beyond Esports was prepping for, and I mean that it does manage to get a nice kill, but Lucid, they're not in any rush. They don't really give any good openings for Veta. Oof.
Yeah. Lucid, they're pretty much just slowly dissecting Beyond. They're able to catch people off. Just one by one, and look at this. They've got a lot of Beyond's weapons now.
Do they have the cool puppy one though? The puppy op?
Puppy op. PTC might have it. Well, wait. Let's see.
Was it PTC? I thought it was Tor that had it.
Was it? Oh well, that was actually Beyond Veta's AWP paw. It's So that was on the side of Veta, or in Veta's hands. Rolex is gonna repossess it though. Like PTC not paying his debts on time for that one. And Beyond, for all they had running into this, they've already gotten themselves 2 kills. They've taken the AWP out of the hands of Lucid, which is perhaps one of the main ingredients for success here. Lex, he had the angle, but Wannafly was just ready and waiting.
Yep. Where there is one, another will follow. There's a 2v2 situation that's not impossible. They do need to start working on getting the... Okay, well. I mean, Beyond Tor still could find the opening, and they could get the bomb planted here. They do have the bomb on them. I'll shut down right there, and I mean, we're 2 rounds away from closing this puppy. I mean,
Tell me, Mimi,
I mean,
do you feel
yes.
cursed?
Not as much as you.
Good answer. Well,
I feel like the
resist.
standard esports caster curse.
What?
I at least can finish my sentences.
Well, you're getting cut off a bit there before.
That's fair, but
Beyond, they're getting cut off. They almost would have, but nobody was there to watch the cross. The footsteps, they're loud and heavy though, and they got to know that they're going to be making their way down towards B.
Just playing the waiting game right now.
Ooh. Good start, PTC. Qualify, follow it up. It's up to Rolex to try and bring this one back. That is very clean. It's those 3 kills. Pretty much doing all the legwork here. You and Genius pushing through these tunnels.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Rolex.
That's the bomb gone as well.
Oh.
So Tor is kind of in a really impossible situation. Yeah, that bomb is just like out there. I think he goes for the save at this point.
Not sure how you bring this one back. I mean, it looks like he wants to try it.
Oh. Match point. Here we go.
Look. This is going to be amazing if Bjorn could bring this back, but Lucid, you can't deny that the weight of what this round could mean is going to be resting on their shoulders. This is pretty much their ticket over to Dallas.
Well, that's probably going in the back of their heads, so let's see if they choke, for lack of a better word.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of pressure. Many teams, if they don't necessarily have a lot of the upper tier game experience basically keeping the mentality right at these moments, can be sent home packing.
Well, they're probably at home, so they don't need to worry about that.
Well, true. They metaphorically, we're gonna avoid the metaphor because the push onto A side is kicked off. Tor, he opens possibilities of what could go on this site, but the bomb stays outside of those possibilities. It's still in the garage there. Finally on the side, that extra time might give Lucid the chance to set up and retake this site.
Yeah, but right now it's smoked in heaven, so there's no really any good openings for BBK, but smoke did dissipate, but they're reading into that situation right now. It looks like John Olsen will be able to find that kill, but get the trade onto Tor. It's a 1v1 situation. They do have the kit.
PTC, he might actually be able to do this.
Oh. You were saying, Jeff?
No, I said he might be able to do it. That's an open statement, my friend.
That's fair, that's true. That's very true.
With that, Lucid, they've still got the money to kind of buy into this a little bit. You can see they've definitely made some concessions there. Some reasonable ones, like foregoing the helmets. It's not necessarily as important, but it's the utility that might really burn them in the long run, especially if they had incendiaries. That's Beyond doesn't. Look at this, PTC wants to move up. Get something working here. If he creeps through the smoke, he might be able to cut off the rest of the team from the bomb if he decides to hold on to it. And Tor, he is the last one left. Well, Tor, can he win this? No, he cannot. And Lucid, well, they have just earned themselves a spot over at Dreamhack Masters Dallas 2019. Very long road they traveled to get there. Likewise for Beyond. But they will be moving on further. I think for Beyond, this is
growing experience.
This was, well, yeah, growing experience would be one of the ways to put it. I mean, Lucid were the ones who were favored to win, so they were going to be the toughest opponents. So this is how I think we saw things turning out. But the fact that they did put up such a good fight and to get some quite good, able to basically get some quite good players off on Lucid is good news for them. If they go back, study, look over this series, they might be able to best them next time. But with that, we are finished with our games for the evening. Bemi, do you have any closing comments for this series?
No, just good job to all the teams. Congratulations, Lucid Dream, and hopefully, they'll be able to show that there's more to the Asia scene in CS than what we usually see at Mountain Dew League and or ESL, excuse me. So very excited for it. Very, very excited. I'm a huge fan of the Asia scene, so super cool.
Yes, and every time we get to see more of the teams from those regions, especially Thailand, I'm always keen to see what our teams like Beyond, Lucid, and Myth are up to. But we will be seeing them again, of course. Now, in the meantime, though, I would like to bid you farewell. Thank you for tuning in to watch these games with us. Again, I've been one of your commentators, Jevons, and my co-commentator tonight has been Bemi.